And now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Donald. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Briggs.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am Donald. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Briggs. Hey, if you joined me in the last episode, you know I was talking about zombies. Well, I wanted to explore that a little more. I'm fascinated by that. I always wondered why zombie movies are always made in the suburbs and very rarely you don't see anything in the city. And I was thinking, you know what? Zombies much watch TV too because they're aware of the stereotypes and all of the crime statistics that takes place in the city, so they want to try to stay away from them as well, right? Can you imagine a zombie going into the projects, into somebody's house that there's this woman that's sitting on the couch in her slippers and her PJs named Loquisha, right? And then the zombie approaches her, he sticks his hands out, and she feels his cold hand, and then she jumps up and moves out of the side, and she sees him, and she recognizes him. Tyrone, is that you? What? I haven't seen you in 2 years. You haven't been paying child support. You haven't been taking care of your kids, and this is where you've been at? Man. And she's watching the Maury show, right? And so he's interrupting her, and then all of a sudden she finds out that she hears the closing music of the Maury show. Oh, she's ticked off now. She never said that. She's taking off her slippers, she takes off her bracelet, taking off her earrings. The zombie's approaching her. She's going for that weave now, right? So she's pulling off the weave. It gets stuck. The zombie reaches out for her, and he grabs the weave, and then all of a sudden it falls into the ground, and he's approaching her, and he steps on it by mistake. Oh, she's saying, it's on now. And then she just does one of those kicks that in the Matrix movie where she goes up and does that kick, and then she just puts a beating on him. So I think that's one of the reasons why. Or can you just imagine another episode where you see a bunch of Latino guys and gals out in the street and all that, and they're just partying, and then another zombie's approaching them, and then one of the zombies heading to one of the women, and you can see one of the guys saying, hey, yo, man, he's checking out your girl, man. Don't let him disrespect you like that. And this guy, he can't do that because everybody's egging him on now. So what he does, he reaches in his pockets for his knife, but realizes that he don't have his knife. But that's no problem because all his homies got their knives out. So he grabs one of the knives and then he goes ahead and then takes care of the zombie. So I think that's probably a couple of the reasons why. But can you imagine another scenario where maybe Ray Rice is out there in the projects visiting a friend of his, and then he goes into the elevator and this female zombie follows him? Well, we know who's coming out of that one, don't we, folks, and all that. So, hey, this is tomorrow's Thespian, the show that gives you an inside look into the actor's audition room. But before we get to that, let's find out a little about the individuals who are going to guide the actors, okay? This gentleman is an internationally recognized actor and director who has starred in numerous Broadway shows, including Pippin and the Chorus Line, as well as the film of A Chorus Line. He's also played Jack in many of the Jack in Box commercials. Put your hands together for the incomparable Justin Ross.
Yeah. Donald, you are crazy.
He has starred in numerous commercials, films, and theater productions, and is a stand-up comedian. He's currently leaving his mark in the hosting world and can be seen hosting red carpet events and local video countdowns. Show some love for Kevin Johns, everybody.
You know, Don, I would like for there to be a zombie put in O.J. Simpson's jail cell and see who makes it out. Just saying.
And he's one of the top acting coaches in the world, as well as an accomplished television and stage actor. He played an engineer in Howard Stern's Private Parts and can currently be seen in NBC's pilot, The Mason Twins. Please welcome Barry Papick.
Donald, 2 weeks ago you spoke about Cosby. Today, Ray Rice. At least you're keeping it current, if not politically incorrect.
I'm trying to keep it real, Barry, all right? Let's go ahead and get this show started tonight. We have some very talented actors and actresses out there waiting to come on the stage and perform you. Before we bring out the first young lady, let's find out a little something about her, shall we?
Hi, everybody. We're back with
Carina LaMarchina.
Ooh, now you try saying that 3 times, all right?
Oh, yes. Well, everybody tends to mispronounce my last name. It's spelled like LaMarchina, but it's pronounced like LaMarchina.
Well, we are so happy to have you here on tomorrow's Thespians. Welcome to the show. What a beautiful fuchsia color you've got going on.
Thank you.
That's probably your personality, right?
Yes, hot pink is my favorite color.
Oh, there we go. See, I knew there had to be some kind of relationship going on. And so tell us just, how did you get started with this acting bug?
Okay, so I've been wanting to do it ever since I was really little, and I got my start with background work when I was 13. So then lately, I think starting around age 15 or 16, I started getting more into principal roles and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. What kind of principal roles have you been within?
Okay, so lately I've just been doing student films over at my college, Cal State Long Beach. I've also had some speaking parts on some web shows.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Long Beach. Let's hear it for Cal State. That's where I'm from.
Woo! Go 49ers! honors.
Well, actually, not Cal State, but I lived in Long Beach for quite some time.
yes.
It's a fun place down there.
Oh, yes, it is. I basically spent half my life there because, like, well, I basically almost grew up there because my dad owns a boat in Alameda Space, so I have a lot of happy childhood memories there.
Yeah, lots of fun. So did you take acting classes while you were in school?
I'm not currently, well, first of all, I'm only in my first year. I'm not currently taking acting classes, but I'm heavily involved with acting extracurricularly at my school.
Oh, great. Try saying that 3 times too, huh?
Oh, yes. Extracurricularly.
That will send you to the head of the class right here on tomorrow's Thespians. So tell us, Carina, what did you like the best about acting?
The best about acting? Well, so when I was little, the main thing about that like really made me into it is that like I would watch movies and I would just be so emotionally moved by them. I'd be like, I want to do that to people. Like I want to use my real self and emotions to inspire and impact people.
Well, you know what? I think you're gonna pull that off really well, because what I'm feeling right here is a lot of high energy, wouldn't you say?
Thank you.
And that's the best way to become the character, is to just have as much enthusiasm and put your entire self into it. And I see that you do that. Tell us, what's your favorite genre?
My favorite genre? I mean, well, in terms of like what I would like to act in, I like pretty much everything. But I guess drama is one of them, like Lifetime type movies. And I also really love comedy movies, especially kinds that are really, really funny, like American Pie. Like movies like that, I was literally rolling on the floor laughing the whole time.
You are amazing. That personality is like off the chart. I love it. Who's your favorite actor or actress?
I quite frankly don't have a particular favorite. Basically, just whoever moves and whoever inspires me, whoever can make me feel so emotionally moved. Like last night, I actually went to see Interstellar with my dad, and okay, well, first of all, it's definitely one of those movies that really make you appreciate the little things in life. Basically, I especially love Matthew McConaughey's performance, and it just wow. Yeah.
Awesome. I like Matthew too. He's kind of a cutie pie, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, what would you like to see happen in your short term in your acting career?
What I want to see happen short term? Basically just working really, really hard towards it. It's like even if I don't make it like super big, I will still be really, really happy just about journeying. Because like, well, throughout my time being an actor, I've learned so much I've been able to apply to all aspects of my life. Like for example, like with constant rejection, like I'll be like, you know what, just keep going. I've also been able to apply that to other parts of my life. You know, like for example, like when I'm in college and looking for internships and other things related to like my backup degree. Yeah.
There you go.
Just excessively submit, excessively apply. Keep marketing yourself, you know?
That's right. So do you do your own marketing?
Yes, you could say so, yes.
All right. So when this is all over tonight, because you've got some really great judges out there, what advice do you have for those who are seeking to do the same thing you're doing?
Okay, yes, for one thing, just be very, very self-motivated. Like, first of all, like, don't rely on other people. Like, for example, like, well, when I was, like, very early in my career, like, around, like, age 13, like, I kind of, like, just mistakenly relied on my mom to do everything, but then eventually I realized, I'm like, you know what, Carina, no, you gotta do all this yourself, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I had to do, like, all the research on, like, which acting studios to go to and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so everybody, you have it right here. Watch for that name, Lady Carina, and I'm going to let you do the last name.
LaMarchina.
All right, thanks for joining us on tomorrow's Thespians.
Thank you.
We're going to bring out our first contestant, Carina LaMarchina, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Carina.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great.
All right. What are you going to be doing for us?
Okay, so I'm going to be doing a monologue called Wrong and Ready. It is written by Greta Zenner, and I'm supposed to be a girl named Gretchen who is aged 13 through 17 years old.
Sounds very interesting. Can't wait to see it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I think I've just come up with the best theory. Teenage life sucks. That's it. I mean, once you hit age 13, your life goes... All the adults are like, I love being a teenager. Sure. Well, this isn't the sunshine 70s anymore. They're saying that to make us feel better. And all the little kids are like, I can't wait to be a teenager. I really, really want to be older. you don't. No, you seriously don't. Okay, all right. You're in middle school when it all starts to happen, first of all. Okay, first of all, it seems like when you're a teenager, all your friends just start to turn on you for some reason. Like, at first they'll be like, hey, best friend. You know, you do the regular things like hang out and stuff. Then once you leave, they're like, oh my gosh, did you know that Gretchen made out with Justin at the movies? Oh yeah, it was definitely tongue. I don't even know a Justin. Then there's puberty. Actually, I'm not even gonna get into that. Then there's high school, the black hole of all teenage life. Once you're there, everything starts to fall apart. First of all, you're expected to be this pencil-thin stick, or else you're considered fat. But when you're that thin, people go around saying you're anorexic. And also, all throughout high school, it's something about college this or college that. The college counselors are not even that much help about it. They say things like, you fail, you lose. You better memorize the phrase, you want fries with that? I hate them. I seriously wish they would just die already. Okay, wait, where was I? Oh yeah, life's sucking. So you know what? I am tired of complaining, so I just have two things left to say. Adults, you're wrong. And kids, get ready.
Good. Carina LaMarchina, everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and find out what the judges there thought about that, okay?
Okay,
Okay, Justin, start us off, please.
All right, Carina. Well, I love your enthusiasm. It's contagious. And what I would suggest now is trying to drop more into a reality and not let that enthusiasm that I think the monologue allows you to build take over completely, because I missed the levels that are apparent in the monologue. I don't know how old you are. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but you do look young enough to me that you could play a teenager on the older side of what you had described at the very beginning. You don't look 13, but you do look like you could be, 17 years old. And I would have liked if the next time you perform this, that you carve it out a little bit more in terms of what would have been authentic for you. Who is that girl? I'm assuming that the things that you're sharing to whoever it is you're speaking to have come from experience, wisdom born of pain. And I would have liked to have at least seen behind the eyes that this is coming from a real honest place. Right now it felt more like a performance and a bit showy, and I'd like there to be more reality and to see the hurt behind the anger. Okay?
All right.
So again, you've got a great base, because I get your excitement for acting, and that's marvelous. So now just go deeper.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Kevin.
All right. Carina LaMarchina.
Marchina. That
Don't
was mine.
worry.
Marchina.
Everybody makes that mistake. Don't worry, I'm used to it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm glad to know I'm not alone there. First of all, that sounds like the name of like a famous salsa dancer or something, But anyways, that's neither here nor there. You're not salsa dancing. You're doing monologues. Carina, first of all, I want to say, teenage life sucks, but adult life sucks too. All right. It doesn't get any better. Well, depending on who you are. So, the first thing I want to say is from the top of your monologue, your energy was infectious. It was engaging. And it was easy for us to be drawn in with you. I think from the very first word you said, you were able to captivate your audience, which is good. It's very key in doing monologues. Now, the thing is, Carina, and I have to kind of agree with Justin on this. It felt like, I was at a, like Showtime at the Apollo or something, where it was this big show going on, and I didn't really feel that there was this genuine, in-depth connection to it. I felt like, I was watching some kind of cheerleading show, you know. And I like the fact that you're vibrant, vivacious, and you know you're able to incorporate that into this, because most teenagers, especially teenage girls, we talk a lot, we gossip. Oh my God, you didn't know this, and yes, Joey said, oh my God, and OMG, LMFAO, LOL. Anyways, you get the picture.
Yeah.
So you know, I totally understand that, and I'm glad that you brought that energy to it. The only thing that I would say, and I've been harping on this the last episode as well, is levels. Find those levels in there where you can draw back a little bit and say, you know what? Yeah, you know, maybe this isn't this, or just something that identifies some kind of genuine or authenticity with the character and with the audience. But
Okay,
thank you.
of course.
Barry, please.
Carina, you are adorable and exhausting. I thought that the work you did was interesting, but it was presentational. And that's really what these guys are trying to say. The problem was there was no bottom. You really need to solidify the bottom. And Justin really you touched upon that. It's important to find, where this girl's damage is, to understand, the different colors that she has. I thought that you were trying to be a teenager rather than just trying to find your own innocence. We look at you and we can believe teenager, right away. So you don't have to act teenager. All you have to do is live in Carina's innocence, and we'll find the teenager ourselves. Trust us as an audience. So yeah, there was a lot of base, as Justin said, but there wasn't any bottom. And we really need to solidify the bottom. And the other thing, which is really important, is the character can rush, but the actor never can. And what happened was you tended to rush through the monologue, so we didn't get to see the colors that we really need to see.
Okay, everybody, Carina LaMarchina. Okay, now our next contestant, before we bring her out, let's find something out about her, please.
Hi, everybody. We are back on Tomorrow's Thespians right here today with Linda Leak, and we are sitting in with
Marcia Loring.
Marcia Lauren. Hey, welcome to the show, Marcia.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a pretty exciting show. We've got all these Tomorrow's Thespians today just waiting to get out there and see what those judges have to say in terms of critiquing, and it's really pretty exciting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Would you like to know about myself as an actor?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, started when I was about 4, dancing, acting, did quite a bit of films, television, theater. Then went off to college, majored in it in college. Then I went to Rome to make a lot of movies. I did about 12 films in Rome.
How exciting.
Yeah, it was great. I worked with some of the great directors of the time. It was fantastic.
Who'd you work with?
I worked with Fellini. I was in Satyricon, and I worked with Mike Nichols, who was shooting Catch-22 over there. And prior to that, I'd worked with Blake Edwards in What'd You Do in the War, Daddy?
Awesome.
Yeah, and then I went to New York and was auditioned for every show on Broadway and did a lot of off-Broadway. And then my career took a big change. I started to do dance therapy with autistic children. So it was very profound. So I was able to use all of my dance and acting skills, and my whole life changed. I became a professor at New York University, which I ran a program in dance therapy, and did just a little bit of acting. I didn't have a lot of time at that point because I was so involved with...
Oh, no, I don't think you were busy enough. Not at all. That is so great to be able to give back, to have that talent. And what was it like to work with autistic children in dancing?
It was extraordinary. There were many changes that happened, and children that they thought would just stay stuck for the rest of their lives started to move forward. And I worked with some of the children for 10, 12 years, even when I became a professor.
That's amazing, because when you're dealing with autism, there are certain specialties that one has to have in regards to dealing with that type of behavior.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so to be able to teach dance is pretty awesome.
Well, I didn't so much teach dance as use dance to reach children who weren't very verbal. So we would move, and in the movement, I started to communicate with them. And that became a way in to begin to help them make changes in their life. And Geraldo found out about it, did a show on us, and several times. So it was really wonderful. And then that's what I taught at New York University for a long time. And then I slowly made my way back into my acting career.
Oh, that is so exciting. So what do you like best about acting, and how are you blending that with the dance right now?
Well, I do as much acting as I can. I try and do a lot of theater because it keeps my creative juices alive. I still am very involved in the dance therapy world. I teach it all over the world. And I'm starting a program now for the elderly throughout Los Angeles, where we're going to bring the arts to the elderly in certain programs. So I'll be doing the dance therapy portion of that, and that's very exciting. But my acting is very special. It's something I've done my whole life, and it's where I keep my own creative juices flowing, and one feeds the other. They're not separate, really, for me.
So what's more of your favorite, acting, dancing, teaching? What would you say is like just your best?
When I get a great role, I'm in love with it. It's fantastic. It takes you to another place. It's surreal. I teach all over the world, so that's really a gift. I feel very blessed to be able to do that, and I make friends. I have friends all over. I'm working now in Istanbul and Beijing, China, and Athens, Greece, and I'm very moved by watching people change, and that's extraordinary for me, that the arts can do something to help people heal on any level, whether it's body, mind, spirit, or soul. And that's exactly what I did when I was working with the children. So I'm bringing that now to the older adults. So it's all very exciting. It all blends together.
It does blend together, and how unique that is to be able to do something like that. Well, we certainly salute you here today on tomorrow's Thespians, and good luck to you out there. And it's been an honor and a pleasure to have someone like yourself right here on the show. And everybody, make sure you remember this name one more time.
Marcia Loring.
Marcia Loring, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Please welcome Marcia Loring, everybody.
On a cool, dry, dark October evening, the neighborhood children are playing hide and seek. How long since I played hide and seek? 30 years. All right, maybe more. But I still remember how. And I could join their game in a minute if they asked me. But adults don't play hide and seek. Not for fun, anyway. Hey, did you have a kid in your neighborhood who used to hide so good he could never be found? Oh, we did. My God, we'd just leave him to rot wherever the hell he was hiding, and we'd go back to the base. Sooner or later, he'd show up all mad because we hadn't kept looking for him. And of course, we'd get all mad back because we said you weren't playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. And he said, it's hide and seek, not hide and give up. And then we'd say, you got to play it our way, we won't play with you anymore. And then he'd say, I won't be friends with you anymore. And then, my God, hide and seek and yell, and the kid is probably still hiding somewhere for all I know, the little brat. There was a little boy today hiding under my window. He'd been there for a very long time. Everybody was getting ready to go back to the base. You know, they were just going to leave him wherever the hell he was. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to tell them where he's hiding. Then I thought, no, that is not being very sportsmanlike. So instead, I just yelled, get found, kid! God, he jumped up so fast, I'm sure he peed his pants and ran over to tell his mommy about the mean lady. A man I know found out last year that he had terminal cancer. He was a doctor, so you know he knew all about dying. And he decided he didn't want to put his family and his friends through that kind of suffering. So he decided to keep his secret to himself. And he died. Everybody said how brave he'd been to bear his suffering in silence. But in private, people were upset. Didn't he realize that we wanted to be there for him? Didn't he know that we cared, that we would help him? Hide and seek adult style, needing to hide, wanting to be found, not knowing how the hell to make either of those two happen. Anyway, game I like better than hide and seek is the one they call sardines. Now, in sardines, one kid is it, goes and hides. They all go looking for him, and if they find him, they don't give him up. They get in there and they hide with him. And then before you know it, you have this big pile of wriggly, squiggly puppy kids all hiding together, and of course, everybody gets found. What? Gee, hey, doo-doo heads, I'm right here. Hey, stupid. Geez, I'm not playing with you guys anymore. Mommy! Mom!
Marcia, let's find out what the judges thought of that, okay? All right. Justin, you want to start us off here?
Sure. Hi, Marcia. Hi, thank you. Okay, so here's the good news. There is a sweetness and an intelligence and an understanding that I get from you very naturally. I've never met you, but just in moments that you demonstrated up there, I get that there's a very strong, smart woman there, which immediately draws me in to you. However, so my big note, do less. You don't have to lose the cup. I don't know why you brought on the.
Sore throat.
Oh,
I was worried I'd start to cough and I wouldn't know how to stop without some water.
got it. Okay.
That's why I
Okay. Well, good to know. I thought it was an acting choice for the monologue, which confused me, and it also helps with another note, which is I like your kind of dark, smoky voice. The sound, is it naturally like that, or is it a little bit lower? You know. But I do. You have to be careful in terms of levels, sound. But you've got a lot going on as an actress, and just trust yourself more to not have to do the presentation of it all. Just share the story, and I'll get it. Thank you.
Kevin.
Marcia,
Kevin.
first of all, I want to say you are adorable. I really think that you are really fun to look at and to watch. I think that you have this very just positive aura to you that is refreshing, and as an audience member, it's enjoyable to look at that. I do think that there were a few, you have to be careful with the busyness of it, because there were a few times I did get lost a little bit. I would say middle to 2/3 of the way through the monologue. There was a lot going on, but I do feel that you were extremely articulate. You know, I didn't get lost with the wordage or your diction. I thought that was very clear, but there were just a lot of things going on movement-wise and choices-wise that got a little construed for me towards the end. But other than that, it was really refreshing to watch. You know, you rock on with your adorable self.
All right. Barry?
Marcia, first of all, I think both of these guys just made passes at you. So, yeah. So, you should. Yeah.
Exactly.
And.
You like black guys? I'm joking.
I think.
Not to like.
Hey, you see that? No matter what happens here, you have a date at the end of the night.
Oh, thank God.
I thought that Justin hit it a little bit in the fact that the bottom wasn't strong enough. So at last you hit some need beats at the end where you really needed to drop in, and there was no place to drop. It has to be stronger. The bottom has to be stronger. Also, we need to see who you're speaking to. It has to be more defined. It's very general right now. So it needs to be real specific. Always remember that acting is a specific art. I thought that the work was good. I thought it could have been great. I thought you sort of rode the wave of the emotion of the piece rather than really dropping in to the emotion of Marcia and making strong choices. So next time, I'd like to see you really make some strong specific choices, and I'd like to see you really drop into them.
All right, thank you. Marcia Loring, everybody. Thank you, Marcia. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're ready for our next performer. Before we bring them out, let's find out a little something about them, shall we?
Hi, everybody. We're back with
Louis Lucas.
LL. I'm LL too. How about that? Linda Leak, Louis Lucas. Say that one 3 times. We've got some pretty interesting names here today on tomorrow's Thespians. So, Louis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 26. I've been in LA for about almost 3 years. I grew up in Florida, half of my life in Florida, half of my life in Mexico. Wow. So a little bit of both worlds in there.
Exciting. Mexico and Florida. Okay. Well, you don't know anything about cold weather, do you?
No, not at all. I know. I mean, I've been in cold weather, but I never live in cold weather. So this is my type of weather.
So how did you get bit by the acting bug all the way down in Mexico?
Since I was a little kid, I've always been very energetic and very creative, and I've always admired TV and movies. It wasn't until I was maybe in high school when I realized that you can actually make a profession out of this, and when I got more serious and I wanted to take classes and be involved in my school theater program and outside of school. So that was the spark when it started, and pretty much in high school.
Absolutely. Well, you certainly have the look. Check him out, ladies. Don't you think he's got the look? So who's been your favorite overall actor where you looked and said, okay, I want to do that?
I've always admired James Dean, even though he had such a short career. I think he impacted a lot of people in just 3 movies that he made. So I've always admired him, and I admire his passion and his commitment as an actor. So that's definitely one of my top 3.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, he's pretty cool. Yeah. What types of films and plays have you starred in?
I've done a lot of musicals, actually. Since I was a kid, I've done a lot of musical theater.
Awesome. I love musicals. So did you sing? Did you dance? Did you act? What'd you do?
I'm also a dancer, so I was a dancer.
I knew it. That cute face, you had to have something else going on. So tell us about the dancing.
Yeah, I mean, I started as a dancer. I've always loved musicals also when I was a kid. So I started doing jazz, and then, the ballet and the tap and the musical theater and the hip hop. So it all, started growing.
Exciting. So do you do choreography as well?
Yeah, I try to be creative and do a little something. I choreograph some stuff here and there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm trying to, do it up.
Yeah. Do it all, as they say. Do it all. All right. Well, I'll tell you, what kind of scares you the most about acting?
Failure. I'm so scared of failure. I mean, I know it's a reality, but, it really scares me to, commit myself to the fullest and not go the way I wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. So I think that's my biggest fear. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how do you think you're going to overcome that one?
Not thinking about it. I feel like when you think about it, that's when you get scared. That's when you lose yourself. Mm-hmm. So I try not to think about it. I try just to live in the moment and, believe in myself and believe in my art. Mm-hmm. So don't think about it.
There we go. That's a good answer. Well, speaking of thinking about it, we're going to think about it just for a little bit longer because I have another question for you. What was the scariest thing that happened to you while you were out there on the set?
Oh, God. I have a lot, actually. That's happened to me a lot because I've done a lot of theater. Mm-hmm. I've had one time that the lights went out. We live in Florida, hurricane season. Oh, yeah. The power went out in the middle of a show. Mm-hmm. And I'm on stage, and we're like, what do we do? Mm-hmm. And it was me and 2 other actors, and we were like, we just stopped for a second. And then we actually just kept going. And then out of nowhere, the power went back on. And then we're like, okay, that was what was that about?
That was interesting, huh? Well, what's it feel like to be in California? I mean, you're talking coast to coast. What do you plan on doing over here in the West Coast since you're in Hollywood?
Yeah, I want to be doing movies and TV shows. So I love it. I think it's a great environment. It's a place to learn and to grow as an actor. I've been here for almost 3 years, so I definitely love it. I've learned a lot about myself as a person and as an actor. But but it's definitely a learning experience.
Awesome. Did you come here actually for the craft? Did you move here to California for the craft?
That was definitely my goal. Yeah, it's been a struggle, but that's definitely my goal.
Well, you keep struggling because you will make it with a name like Lucas. You have to make it. We're so happy to share with you today on Tomorrow's Thespians, and good luck to you out there. And thanks for joining the show.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Please welcome Luis Lucas, everyone.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's up, Luis?
Yeah, how are you guys? My name is Luis Lucas, and I'm going to be doing a monologue from Assassins by John Whitman. You know, Dick. In this waning hours of your administration, it seems appropriate to look back at your long years of public service and conclude that as our president, you really bit the big one, Dick. What's you say to big? What can I say, huh? Hey, you know what? This cracks me up, Dick. I voted for you. Yes, I gave you my vote. My secret, democratic trust, Dick. And you know what you did? You pissed all over it. What the hell? Guys like you pissed all over everything. You pissed all over yourself. You pissed all over me. You pissed all over the country. Yeah. Well, I know, Sammy. Don't say it. You're my main man. Guys like you are the backbone of the nation. Sammy, shut up, Dick. I'm talking now, all right? I'm talking, and you're listening. You seen the papers lately? Huh? Grandma lives in packing crate. The sewer closes, Jersey beaches, about the Saudi Prince by Howard Johnson. What the hell is going on here, Dick? It wasn't supposed to be like this. It wasn't, but it is. And schmucks like you're telling us it isn't? Everything's fine, it's great, it's melon time. What melon time, Dick? The woods are burning. You want to make things better? How? Oh, let's hold an election. Great. The Democrat says he's going to fix everything. The Republican screwed up. The Republican says he's going to fix everything. The Democrat screwed up. Who's telling us the truth? Someone's lying, you know? We read, we guess, we argue, but deep down, we know that we don't know. How can we? Holes in the ozone, megatons? Who can understand this crap? We need to believe, like children, that someone wants the best for us, that someone loves us, that someone is gonna be there for us. And do they? No. They lie to us. They lie about what's right. They lie about what's wrong. They lie about everything. And then when we really realize it, in our gut, then we get scared. You get petrified. Like children waking in the dark. We don't know where we are. I had a bad dream, Mommy. Daddy, Sammy had a nightmare. And then Mommy comes and holds me tight and says, I love you, kid. I'm here for you. Your daddy isn't, but I am. And then Daddy comes over and holds me even tighter and says, I love you, Babala. I'm here for you. Your mommy isn't, but I am. And then where are we? Who do we believe? Who do we do? Who do we trust? We do the one thing we can do. We killed the president. Thank you.
Luis Lucas. All right, good. All right. Let's find out what these judges thought of that performance, all right?
Sure.
Justin.
Okay, well, your passion came across loud and clear, your intelligence. But you played the end right at the beginning. So it lost the tension for me. There's a new Jake Gyllenhaal film. Well, I guess it's not that new anymore, but it's been out for a while. But I can't remember the name of it.
Brokeback Mountain?
No, not that old. Jesus. God. Nightcrawler. Have you seen it? Check it out. He plays a very disturbed young man. Ultimately, you learn that as the piece goes on. But he is the most charismatic, charming, frightening character you can imagine, because you can understand how a mass murderer and assassin could work their way through the system by charming everyone with their calm demeanor, with their smile. And that's what I was missing at the top of the monologue, because you came in gangbusters, and it was clear to me that you had trouble on your mind and that you were dangerous. There was something off in you. And I wanted instead to see the normal person who clearly has stuff going on underneath. I think that you're a smart enough and an intelligent enough actor to be able to do that. So it's just readjusting that and recalibrating it, if you will. So I look forward to seeing more of what you can do.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Kevin, please.
Luis. Let's start off with the good stuff. You were heard. You were loud. You were heard. You projected. I don't have any criticism in those areas. It was clear that you were passionate about this piece, and that was beautifully conveyed. One of the things I want to say that was really distracting to me, per se, was your excessive mannerisms, your gesticulation. And particularly there were a few times actually when you were covering your mouth with your hands, and not as only distracting because we can't see, but you also kind of at times can muffle your sound. So I just say be very cautious with that. Also, you can work your way up to those. You can work your way up to those intense moments as well. Right out the gate, you were, you personified those particular emotions. So, you can obviously hold off and find the right area to fulfill those. I think that you have a pretty good understanding of this piece. I think you have a pretty good understanding of this character. I would just like to see you, I would like to see you level it out a little more, and I would like to see some of that intensity be displayed more towards the end. I don't want to find that stuff out about you until like maybe halfway through the monologue. If you can kind of, we don't want to see you go crazy in the beginning. I would like to gradually build up to that. But at any rate, it was enjoyable to watch.
Thank you. And Barry, please.
Luis. I like to say that, man. Do you know what a Japanese bullet train is? Well, I'll tell you. That's what I'm here for. A Japanese bullet train goes from 0 to 100 in like 5 seconds, stays at 100, and stays there for all the miles that it's traveling, and stops. When you're on it, you think, "Oh my God, this thing is going too fast. It's never going to stop," but it does. And that's what happened with you today. You were a Japanese bullet train. And what happened was you started out strong, you kept on going. When someone tells you that the best thing about your monologue is that you could be heard, then you know you've done something wrong. I thought that the monologue was really interesting. It needed more colors to it. It needed more nuances. I would say that if you did this monologue 10 times for us right now, it would be the same 10 times. And because in your mind, you know exactly how you want to present it. But if you do the work, then maybe you'll be in the ballpark 10 times, but it won't be the same 10 times. And we're going to see more colors and more arc. So I think what you really need is to trust the work and not trust this image that you have of what this monologue should be seen as. I think that, you know, I think you're a young man who has potential to really do some nice work. So that's what I'd like to see next time. But the work was really interesting. It needs to be thought out and deepened a little bit.
All right, everybody. Luis, Lucas. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, thank you so much. All right. All right, we're going to bring our last performer out this evening. And please welcome Adele René, everyone.
Hi. All right. Maybe I overreacted a little, all right? They always give me attitude at Kinko's. First thing in the door, they're just dishing it out. Plus, I'm on this new diet, okay? I stopped smoking and drinking. I gave up caffeine. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened. I feel great. I'm actually becoming a healthier human being, okay? I don't mind the acute migraines or the tremors or the blackouts or the constant bouts of depression. There's also bad breath, you know, but I don't mind them at all. In fact, I could run a freaking marathon right now if you wanted me to. Okay, just in theory's sake, if you had a cigarette, could I have it? Wow, you know, I don't want one, okay? I don't need one. I don't want one, and I don't need one. I don't want one, and I don't need one. Okay, all right. I'm becoming a healthier human being, and I... Okay, listen. I'm coping, all right? I am just a little bit more tense than usual. I'm really trying. I am really, really trying not to let the little things get to me. Like that little snot-nosed minimum wage earning clerk at Kinko's. Why today, of all days? Why today, okay? Help me out here. I'm gonna go to the 7-Eleven real quick.
Adele René, come on out. All right, Adele, come on over here. Over this side, please. Okay. All right, let's find out what the judges thought of that, okay? Justin.
Adele, are you a dancer?
No.
No. Okay. I thought maybe you were because you have a slamming body.
People always ask
You've
me
got
that.
great legs. Well, because
They never say that about me.
because I
You've got a
know
similar physique.
many dancers that would kill for your body.
Justin, are you
And
hitting on the...
no, I'm not.
the contestants?
And Bob Fosse would have loved you because he loved tall, beautiful women. And I asked the question if you were a dancer because you have a lot of what feels like planned mannerisms throughout the monologue, gestures. Enough that I got that you have really good instincts. And I would just encourage you to keep working on making your monologues and any acting that you do as authentic and spontaneous as possible. Now, you know, when you're doing 8 shows a week, a really good actor has to learn how to do certain things that work for an audience and make them feel fresh for themselves and for the audience alike. But so that's a trick. But I just felt that there was a little too much pre-thought that went into it. And again, going back to the dancer thing, I get it because as a dancer, based very much in movement, we're taught to bring the hand up on 4, to bring it down on 7. And when I started acting, I had to work against that, thinking that that would add to it, when in fact it just made it feel very pre-planned and, again, not authentic. So, however you can relearn that in other words, that you don't need that stuff. Get rid of it.
Throw it away.
And yet, if it comes up, that's fantastic, but let it be organic. Okay.
Kevin.
Adele.
Hi.
Hey, I always enjoy watching you. You know, you always bring something new to your work. Just out of curiosity, what was your character's objective in this monologue?
To keep pushing away what I want most.
So do you feel like the character was maybe in denial, or
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I asked that is because there were some times throughout there when it wasn't clear to me, and that could have possibly been because I was focusing on your mannerisms or other things. I understand what Justin is saying about your movement. As a dancer, everything's choreographed. I don't think at least to me, it did not come off as choreographed. I mean, I do see where it could have come across that way. I didn't know if everyone was necessarily necessary, but at any rate, I do like what you're doing, and I would just try to say make that objective a lot more clearer the next time around. I just got a little confused with that throughout the whole thing, but at any rate, great job, Adele.
Barry, please.
It's hard to follow Kevin's misogyny, but let me try.
Misogyny?
Yes. I disagree with both of these guys. Okay? I thought that the intention was very clear. And I thought it was very specific. I thought the problem was that your transition, you didn't have enough fun with your transitions. You didn't have enough fun with the reversals. This is a piece written for reversals. So you really have to play those reversals. And you didn't do that. So what happened was, there was that great moment of the affirmation. I don't want one. I don't need one. I don't want one. You could really have a lot of fun with those moments, but you kept them small. Really enjoy those moments. Because that's what this piece is about. This piece is really about having a good time and really taking it to the limit. But you made the transition small, so we didn't have as much fun as we could have with it. Okay. But again, I thought that I thought it was good work, and I think that it was just something that needed more work. That's all.
Okay, well, thank you. Anything you want to say to what the judges said?
Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you.
Adele, René, everybody. Thank you, Adele. Appreciate it. Okay. Once again, we've reached the end of the show. I'm going to bring all of the performers back out here for last-minute comments from the judges. So, performers, please join me once again. Appreciate it. Everybody, give it up for all the performers. Come on out, everybody. Come on out. There you go. Walk out proud like that. All right. There you go. Okay, we're going to start from this time we're going to start from the middle, all right? So let's go ahead and start with Kevin, see what he has to say, okay? Kevin.
Perfect. Well, I'll say this. I really had a lot of fun watching each and every one of you guys out there. It's funny. You guys are a group of very diverse actors, but you brought something so light and so fun to each one of your pieces. And some eccentric, some emotional, some, vibrant. But needless to say, I was thoroughly entertained with all of you guys. I think and I can see all of you guys working together too. I can see you guys like doing a web series or maybe taking a cross-country trip in a car with keeping the camera rolling or something like that.
Barry, please.
Yeah. I thought you all did a great job. I think this was a perfect example of each piece just needing a little bit more work. To really find the bottom of each piece and to explore and to take your time with the piece and really understand it and, to live in the transitions of the piece. I thought everybody did some really great work here. I just think that there needed to be more work. Acting is something that we have to really devote time to. And the more time you devote, there's no miracle. The harder you work, the better it is.
Meryl Streep makes miracles.
Well, because she works really hard. She only makes miracles because she works really hard.
And Justin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all, really. It was a lovely show today, a very intelligent acting going on. And as I said in my criticism to each, there are a great foundation, and now just build on that. Keep it real. Just keep it real. It's the hardest thing to do. Trust that you're enough. I know we all get into our acting, profession because we want to play other characters. But as Meryl Streep has said, she finds, that character within her own personality. She digs, she carves the truth of that character out, but with what she has within her already. And I would just encourage all of you to take that advice. And I look forward to seeing more work. Thank you.
Is there anything that the judges said that something that you didn't understand or actually agree with that you want to say? If you want to need clarification on something that they said to you, anybody, any of you? So you all feel that you can come back, take the comments that the judges said, and be able to improve on that right away if they would have been able to do it.
Well,
Yes, Marcia.
Out of curiosity, when you talk about the bottom,
Yes.
could you be more specific?
Oh, absolutely. Everything we do as actors is in 3 levels. The bottom of everything we do is emotional memory, and Justin hit upon it when he said it has to come from your own life. So the bottom of everything that we do is, we live in our need 100% of the time as human beings. We cover that need 97% of the time. The bottom is that need. As actors, we have to be artists. We choose what that bottom is, and then we choose how we're going to cover it. And the artistic part of what we do is where we cover it and where we expose it. So the need or the bottom is always under everything that we do.
All right, well, great. Thank you. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. We've come to the end of the show. So please help me thank the judges once again, everybody. Let's thank the audience members. Let's thank the crew. And give a special thanks to all of the performers, all right? Thank you so much. This is tomorrow.